Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on the E32 again. I'm going to be working on something that's wrong on 80% of the BMWs of this era and ignored probably by 100% of owners of this era, which is the infamous blinking SRS light. Show you right now. Cold start. You see all the other lights will shut off, the inspection lights. But the SRS light right there just keeps blinking, and after a while just stays solid. The blinking light right there, that's just a car telling you there's a problem with the airbag system. Most of the time people go check the sensors up front. It could be the sensors, it could be the module, but most of the time it'll be the clock spring behind the steering wheel right here. After years of use, the little clock spring, the connector inside breaks and the signal doesn't go through and kicks off the warning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be replacing the clock spring, resetting the light, and hopefully, that'll fix this issue. So let's get to work. Okay, to start off, you want to make sure the steering wheel is all the way to the front, so you have room in the back to unscrew the airbag. After that's done, the next step will be, for safety, to disconnect the battery and leave it for at least half an hour, because you don't want that thing blowing up in your face. So I'm going to disconnect that now, let it sit for half an hour, and then come back and start working on the airbag clock spring. These cars have the battery underneath the back seat, so you need to actually pull out the seat itself, and then you'll gain access to the battery down here. You just need to disconnect the negative cable. Do that now. There we go. Get that off. And then we'll let it sit now for half an hour and come back and start working on the clock spring. Okay, through the magic of YouTube, half hour has passed by and we're ready to start taking this apart. First thing you want to do is get a T27 torque to remove the airbag. You need to remove 2 screws, one here, one on the opposite side. So I'm going to do that now. If you try to remove it, just the position it's in, it's going to be difficult because of this cladding. Most people, you'll see instructions online to remove all this to get to it, but what I like to do is just put the key in the ignition, open the switch, and turn the steering wheel face down, and then now you have access to it from underneath here without any issues. So I'm going to remove that. Okay, at this point I loosened both bolts on the back, and the airbag is already loose to come out. You can see, tilt it forward, and you will see this orange connector. This is what we got to pull out. Best way to do it is just with a plier, grab onto it and just pull straight up. Just hard with one hand. There you go. So the airbag now, it's disconnected safely out the car. Put that aside. And now we will have to remove the steering wheel. As you can see here, it's just one bolt. I believe it's a 22. We loosen this up and pull it straight out. Okay, so now before I remove the bolt, I just want to get mark it, just so I put it back where it goes, exactly where it was before. Now I'm going to try to remove it. This is a 15mm bolt. And try to take it off there. Well, the bolt is a little bit stubborn, so I'm going to have to get a little bit more aggressive. There we go. Just like cake. Move the bolt. There it is. Yep. And now the wheel's ready to get removed. First, I would like to mark it, make sure I put everything back. Okay. The wheel comes off. So you can see behind the steering wheel, this is the actual clock spring that we're going to be replacing. And by the looks of it, look at that. Thing broke right off. This is not supposed to be like that. So let me look at the replacement clock spring and see where that wire leads to. Okay, as you can see, this is the new clock spring I'm going to be replacing it with. This is the orange tab that goes to the airbag. This is the wire that connects to the steering column, and it's actually broken right off on the one that's in there now. Which now we know why we keep getting these the SRS error light. So now it's just a matter of putting it back in there the same way we took it off. Okay, so upon closer look, I am gonna have to take this paneling off to get access to the plug. So we can remove this broken plug and attach the new clock spring to the steering wheel and connect it over there. And hopefully that'll take care of all the issues. So let's get to it. I think there's a screw down here. We'll take off and then pop this bottom portion off. Okay, so this bottom portion, after you remove that one bolt, just unclips. Pull it down on hooks, and I'll give you access to everything down here. You can see this is the airbag clock spring plug that just completely tore off. Just giving me my warning. So I'm going to be unplugging it from here and then replacing the clock spring on the steering wheel itself. Just two plugs right here, and boom, goes right off. There, this one should just slide off of there on that little clip. Well, it's never that easy. Never as easy as it seems. There it goes. This is the piece that was broken off of the clock spring itself. So we bring it over to the new piece. You see it here. This was completely broken off, so obviously there's no connection to the airbag, which you know, through the warning lights. That's that. And then the steering wheel itself. Bring here to the light. That's the front plug. And back here, this is the actual clock spring itself, this piece that we're going to be replacing. Should be fairly straightforward. Looks like just these 3 little nuts right here. Unscrew them and they should come right off. So let's get to it. This other little wire right here, this black one, that's for the horn. That actually connects, there's a plug, I don't know if you can see it here and there. That'll plug right in there. So that one goes to the horn, this one goes to the actual airbag, and the back just gets plugged in, so it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so the socket is a 5mm. Should be able to go in here and loosen them up. Okay, I have to remove the 3 little nuts from the other side. This should pop right out. Plug one button. That hole. So now that I got the clock spring in the steering wheel, now I just have to reinstall it back on the column, plug everything in, and hopefully everything works. Actually, before I put the airbag back on, I need to hook up the airbag down here, connection. Sorry for the movement. This is the clip that was on the clock spring that hooks back up here, slides in there, and this is the connection from the car that plugs back in here. Make sure it clicks. Okay, so after fiddling with it off camera, finally got it all to snap back in. These are all clips. So you can see everything's back to factory, correct? And on this side too. We got everything connected here, all tight, looking OEM. And this little mic here, that's aftermarket. That's just my hands-free calling for the radio. Okay, so I plugged it in, as you can see. I'm just gonna put it right back where it belongs. And I'm gonna turn the steering wheel just so I can access the bolts. Okay, so I tie in both bolts through the back. Airbag is on there now. Okay, so this is the tool I have for this car that I was talking about. I can reset all errors and airbag errors, maintenance lights, everything. Unfortunately, if you don't have this, you might have to take it to a shop or dealer to get reset. But I'm gonna try it on my car, see if it works after the Clockspring repair. Okay, so this is the diagnostic port in this, the E32. I believe the E34 is also the same. And I just put this in there. so. Let it turn on. Cycles through. I actually want to pick F2. Turn on the key. And then hit enter, see what happens. Two dash semis was cleared, no faults found. So I'm gonna shut it off, remove the tool, and see what if the lights came off. Yeah, and I already think I saw it off. Just remove this. Install the cap. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Did the warning light come off? Let's see. It's on there. It's on there. It's off. Turn on the car. And yes, I think that's a win. No SRS light. It was good. Horn is good. Everything is great. So now I have a E32 with no warning lights on. For BMW, I think that's something to be happy about. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.